Welcome, everyone, and happy Friday. My name is Joy Ellsworth, and I am the Development Manager at Metropolitan Energy Center. First, on behalf of the MEC staff and board, we would like to thank you all for supporting our work to power the present and fuel the future by participating in our gala. Before we get started today, I wanted to provide a brief overview of the gala activities that are taking place in the next few days. As a reminder, we are releasing videos daily at 6:00 p.m., which can be found on our event page and in our Facebook groups. The silent auction is also live, so that can be done anytime this week. Items include the perfect work-from-home desk set, a local honey basket, curbside composting services, a coffee subscription from the roastery, and much more. After you get relaxed with Sami, go ahead and place a bid on some of our fabulous items. By putting in your bids early, you are driving the winning bids upwards so that you'll not only support MEC in the work we do, but you'll also be helping one of the many businesses that are featured. Bidding will close next Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the conclusion of our live event, so get over there and bid, bid, bid. Now, I'd like to introduce you all to our facilitator for this morning's meditation event. If you aren't familiar with Sami's work, you might be asking yourself, a meditation in a gala? But as last night, the Drawdown Society's June Holty reminded us, it's hard being an environmentally minded and socially conscious person sometimes. Check out her inspiring talk about that via the link in the description. Here at MEC, we cope with the magnitude of human-affected problems, climate problems, energy problems every day, and that's true for many of you participating in this whole week. It's absolutely because of all of our work, it can be taxing, that the Resilient Activist offers support and tools and community building for those who occasionally get fearful or anxious or fatigued or overwhelmed about this climate crisis and its ramifications on our other pressing events, current events. As our community and our country continues to grapple with historic systemic racism that continues to scar our society, Sami's session sets an appropriate tone for the whole week so that we all can work towards a brighter, cleaner, and healthier future for everybody, with our minds primed with optimism and hope and presence this week. In a few moments, Sami will guide us through a 15-minute meditation session. She will stay on until 10:30 to answer any questions from you guys, if you want to put them in the comment box as you're viewing. I hope you will join us for that Q&A session at the end. But without further ado, I'm going to hand your meditation experience over to the capable hands of Sami Aaron, founder and president of the Resilient Activist.
Thanks so much, Joy. I'm delighted to be here. I know MEC just does such amazing work for technology, energy, and innovation in our greater Kansas City area and more, and I'm delighted to be part of their fundraising gala. So I want to begin by offering a native land acknowledgement. I'd like to acknowledge that this Zoom meeting hosted in the Kansas City area is held on the traditional lands of the Osage, the Kaw, and the Sioux people. And I want to send an honor to our Indigenous elders, both past and present. And I also want to note that today is June 19th, Juneteenth, a holiday commemorating this day in 1865, which marked the effective end of slavery in the United States. So the Resilient Activist mission is to provide resilience tools for the environmental steward. We envision future generations living in a healthy, diverse, and regenerative environment. We provide a wellness hub so environmental stewards can embody resilience, optimism, and hope through these difficult times as they help transform society's relationship with the natural world. So what's the emotional impact of being an environmental steward? Well, there are new words in the mental health arena now to include eco-anxiety, pre-traumatic stress, and solastalgia, pining for a lost environment. Those who care are experiencing anxiety, grief, and frustration over climate change and environmental devastation, which can lead to depression, burnout, and more. It's easy for us to become overwhelmed by thoughts of how much there is to do. Who are the people who still don't get it? And how can you talk to them? How do you decide what's most important right now? And what can you afford to do, both financially and emotionally, as well as with your available time? How do you address all these conflicts and stay sane? How do you release all this tension and not take it home to your family? And what can you do to stay resilient and hopeful? So one important tool is meditation. And we're going to do a simple practice now, and then we'll break it down and have time for Q&A afterwards. So I invite you to set down anything that you're holding. Get yourself really comfortable wherever you're seated. And just imagine that you could shake off the rest of the outside world, right? So just a little jiggling, wiggling, letting go. You're more than welcome to close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or just drop your gaze. I know this is the middle of the day for many of you. It seems a little unusual to be closing your eyes, but I invite you to just come into this space. Let your hands be supported either on your lap or on the arms of chair or a table. And then just take a deep inhalation. And as you exhale, visualize the sensation of letting the body give way to gravity. As you take another full inhalation, you notice all the thoughts and busyness in your brain, and imagine with your next exhalation that too could just release down into the earth. Coming into this moment, take another full inhalation. And with this exhalation, notice what you can let go of, what you can choose to not think about for the next 10 or 15 minutes, as if you could set those thoughts outside the door, and they're welcome to sit there and wait for you until after you're done with the meditation and ready to bring them back into your heart and mind. Exhale completely, and then bring your awareness of your breath into the throat and the upper part of the chest. And just notice how you can release tension through the tops of the shoulders as you breathe, expanding the upper part of the chest as the inhalation flows through the back of the throat and the upper part of the lungs. Notice how you can soften through the back of the neck, the jawline, through the collarbones. With your next inhalation, drop your attention down into the middle part of the chest, around the breasts, the rib cage, there's even the shoulder blades and the back body, and breathe. Let your thoughts focus on the sensation of the breath, filling up your lungs, expanding the rib cage. And as the exhalation flows out, notice that sensation of release, of surrender, letting it go. Drop your attention down to the soft belly. And as you inhale there, notice how you can release, how you can receive the breath. Notice softness through the belly, the waist, even letting go tension and opening around the groins, the low belly. There's a sensation of groundedness as you inhale and exhale through the base of the torso. With your next inhalation, imagine that you could breathe in through the low belly, continue that in-breath up into the middle part of the chest, continue to inhale up into the throat, and as you exhale, empty out completely. Let the breath just completely release. The entire torso surrenders. Take another full inhalation with that 3-part breathing, really expanding, allowing the entire body to receive all the healing benefits of oxygen flowing into the body. For just a moment, let your mind settle at the heart. Imagine all those thoughts, all the busyness, everything to do with your role as an environmental steward, decisions you've made, work that you do, money that you spend, volunteerism, activism. And we set an intention for today's practice to simply be with whatever is tugging at your heartstrings. Imagining that there's no decisions to be made in this moment, no goals, no deadlines, but simply an awareness of your heart, informing you of what is important to you and why you do this important work. And then take a full inhalation and a full exhalation. Bring your attention into your face, your head, your skull, and let go any gripping there. Soften through the jawline, the neck and throat. And let go and release through the shoulders, the upper arms and elbows. Feel the wrists and hands so heavy. Bring your awareness to the chest and the upper part of the back. And let go any tension through the entire front body and the entire back body. Notice how heavy, weighted, and grounded you are through the hips and the glutes and the pelvis. And you let go any gripping, any tightness through the thighs and the knees. The lower legs just fall heavy towards the feet and towards the ground. In this moment, notice the sensation of the breath. You notice the sensation of release, of letting go, of gripping and tension and tightness. We move into a visualization in nature, and it's raining today. In Kansas City, we have rain. And how does that make your face feel? As you take a deep breath, imagine in your mind's eye that you could be in a safe space out in this gentle rain, that you're dressed comfortably, the temperature is right, and you begin to notice the sensation of the gentle raindrops on your face, on the top of your head and your forehead. If it feels right, you gently lift your chin, opening to the sky and to the breeze, to the sensation of that healing moisture, evaporation from our waters, our streamways, oxygenation from our trees and our plants, floating on your face, softening through your eyes, moisturizing through your skin. You notice the sensation in your memory of the smell of the rain and the taste of raindrops and water in your mouth. And then there's the sound. As you feel the pitter-patter, you hear it, the vibration, the rhythm. And then take a full inhalation and a full exhalation. And we'll sit for just a moment in gratitude. Gratitude for yourself, for all that you do, for others, for the environment, for plants and trees and clean air and clean water, all that you do, all that you've done. And in your mind's eye, you bring your attention to the faces of everyone you've ever worked with in any capacity that you know has that same heart. And with your next breath, from your heart to theirs, a deep expression of gratitude, knowing that you are not alone in your mission. So taking a full inhalation, full exhalation. When you're ready, bring your attention back into the room and gradually crack open your eyes. So as you come back into the everyday world, you might notice how you feel. Your heart, how quickly or slowly your thoughts are roaming through your brain. And I am open to questions. Do we have any questions or comments? It's difficult in the chat box. We'll wait a moment. While we're waiting for any questions to come in, I would like to say that through the Resilient Activists, we have some of my meditations are on the Insight Timer app. This is the free programs. It's just download the app on your smartphone. We also are offering a weekly online resilience and morning meditation on Zoom. So it's Sunday mornings, 9 to 10 a.m. This is a free event, although donations are always welcome. And one of the tools we also offer, in addition to meditation, is our monthly climate conversations, held the third Saturday of each month. Tomorrow, we'll gather with a community of like-minded souls on Zoom to hear native wisdom from Kelly Daniels of the Blue River Forest Experience, 10 to noon. We'll be talking tomorrow about the racial disparity that's rampant within the lives of our Indigenous sisters and brothers, and how Kelly, as a Native woman, finds peace. She'll be talking about her time at Standing Rock during the Keystone Pipeline protests. So let's see. Any questions? No questions have come up, Joy?
I haven't seen any questions that have come up, and I think that kind of speaks to the peace. I was doing that meditation with you, with our viewers, and we do have quite a few viewers that are joining us, and I feel that it brought me greater peace, even in my position. From sitting in front of my house, which is near 435, so I had highway noise coming in. But the moment that you told me about the rain, that I could visualize the rain, it was the most amazing thing. It hadn't been raining here, and all of a sudden there were these little itty bitty drops that came down from the tree above me, and it almost seemed like I was speaking to that tree as it was kind of dripping. I don't know, maybe it was rain, maybe it was tree precipitation. We have one viewer who says that she is inspired for the day. Thank you so much, Emily.
I'm so glad, Emily. So let me just talk a little bit about what happened during that meditation, because there were a number of important steps. And the first thing I'm going to point out is it was about 10 minutes. This is not like a huge amount of time in your life, but there's so much that happens during meditation that allows you that shift away from all the busyness, all those 60,000 thoughts that go through your brain every single day. And sometimes, especially when you're trying to evaluate what is most important, what is mine to do, how much can I do and still be healthy and safe and financially secure, and all of those everyday thoughts that we have about our activism and our caring. it's really helpful to shut all that off for a few minutes and think about something else. And that's really all that mindfulness is mind training. And so that practice was very simple. We did a simple grounding practice, coming into this room, leaving all those thoughts outside the door. We did a breathing practice, that 3-part breathing, starting at the throat, moving down, which is a very grounding practice. When we're in fight or flight mode, the breath is up high, right? That's where we live a lot of the times. So anything we can do to intentionally move the breath deep into the belly, we're going to find that calmness. Setting an intention statement to help you find clarity, calm, and acceptance and what's really on your heart today. And then that body scan, everything that we do that our senses inform us of, that gives us this sense of not being safe, right? That we have to think about this. There's these issues, there's these problems, here's what's happening. And our bodies constrict, our joints contract. So what we can do intentionally to release that physical expression of the fear, of the grief, of the frustration that we live with, it's fantastic for us physically and emotionally. And then, of course, getting out into nature. Anything that you can do, anytime you can be out in the natural world and just be there with all of your senses. It is an amazing healing practice, and there are thousands of studies that have been done that confirm that. Everything from healing more quickly after surgery, if you have a view of nature, to more clarity, more creativity, better concentration, all kinds of emotional health benefits that have been studied with people who spend time in nature. I know Joy can talk about this more from a forest therapy perspective, and it's all true. And you can do that from your memories. So part of the meditation practice, by getting out in nature, when you bring up a close memory, something, a favorite place that you've been in or a favorite time in nature, and you really embody it through all your senses, literally the same areas of your brain light up that would have lit up, I think that's grammatically correct, would have lit up when you were actually experiencing that. And so many of the benefits that you had when you were someplace in nature that just welcomed you, right? There's this sense of homecoming. You can bring that back for yourself. And in those moments, it just gives you the opportunity to say, I can let these other thoughts go because this is going to bring me clarity. And so many times we come out of meditation going, oh, that's who I'm going to call, or wait a minute, here's how I'm going to handle that situation. So Joy, are you finding that?
Yeah, well, it's amazing. The unconscious mind, of course, we have like needs that we need to address, I mean, every single day, but the unconscious mind is kind of always working in the background. And if we give it a moment of rest, sometimes the most amazing revelations will come to us.
Yeah.
Nice. I hope that, here's a question from our executive director has been weighing in. She said she didn't know how much she has needed this session, and I can attest to how stressed the staff of MEC has been trying to figure out how we're going to do this gala this year. That's been, always in person. Now it's virtual, so it's a learning curve. But Kelly has a question. What can we do to retain the benefits of meditation throughout the day? That's so important to so many ecological workers out there.
Yeah. I'm going to give you one word. There's just one thing for you to do. Ready? Okay. It's called mindfulness. Mindfulness in every moment, noticing, am I operating like this? Are my teeth clenched? Is my gut clenched, right? Noticing mindfully what your body's doing. And Kelly, as director, observing the people that are working with you and for you. Who's talking really fast? Whose eyes are big, right? Whose voice is louder? And simply to have that mindfulness of the 3-part breathing in 1 minute, you can shift from fight or flight mode into relaxation mode by intentionally shifting your breath. Okay, so it's that being mindful of what your body's telling you, mindful of what your breath is telling you, and mindful of the energy around you. So especially when you get into a frustrating situation, grief situation, confrontational situation, whoa, you can feel it. Just my even saying those words, I'm feeling a little tightness in my chest because I've been there, right? We've all been there. We've all wanted something. And so just doing that 3-part breathing, even if it's just 3 breaths is all you take, is absolutely something you can do every minute of every day. It doesn't cost a thing and you carry it with you. I hope that helps.
It does. Sami, I want to give you a side hug. So if you can lean to your right, I'll lean to.
Oh,
wait,
we're backwards here. Okay.
There we go.
So nice.
Thank you so much for coming, appearing during our Gala Week celebration. I don't think this week would have been as meaningful without this opportunity to set intention at the beginning. And I really appreciate you agreeing to lead that.
I appreciate your understanding the need that those of you who work in this field need all the love, support, and encouragement we can give them. And that's what we're here for. So I hope people will contact us and let us help you within your organizations too. So thanks so much.
Your information for the viewers, information about the Resilient Activist. I think there's a link in the description of this event, of this video right here. So if you want to know more about Sami's other events that are going to be just ongoing, it's a wonderful service that you bring to our community. That link to her website is in the description. And as we close, of course, I have to be responsible as a development manager. I'd like to remind our viewers of an immediate way to support MEC's widespread work that effectively unites everybody by making energy efficient lifestyle changes easier for everyone. Click the link in the description to go to our Gala Event Hub, where you can get your ticket to these events during the week are available, and they're helping everybody come in and do this. But the event at the end of the week is exclusive, and it can only be attended by people who get those tickets. So go ahead to that link and grab a ticket while you're there. Anyone can bid on a silent auction item, whether they've gotten a ticket to the gala or not. You can also leave a donation that will strengthen our efforts to clean our air. Keep your eyes peeled for the daily video releases that are going to be airing at 6 p.m. every night until Wednesday, which is our event night. We will be sharing the many ways that Metro Energy Center makes it possible for everyone to get involved in reducing the air pollution that affects all of our lives. And thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you soon.
Bye. Thanks.